Welcome to Happy Hour with Society 22, where we talk all things business, life, and growth as women entrepreneurs.
We're Jazzy, Steph, Kaelyn, and Tara, the founders of Society 22. We've each built our own businesses, but everything changed when we started building together instead of alone.
This is a podcast for real, raw, genuine conversations with a bit of healthy delusion. The wins, the struggles, and everything in between, all rooted in collaboration over competition.
So grab your drink of choice, get comfortable, and let's get into it.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Happy Hour with Society 22. Today we're talking about balancing personal struggles in life while running a business. So I think one thing a lot of people don't talk about enough is when life happens as an entrepreneur and life kind of gets harder, your business doesn't stop. Clients still need things, deadlines still exist. People still expect you to show up in some capacity, but behind the scenes, maybe you're navigating things like family issues or health issues or just anxiety or moving or heartbreak or just really a difficult season of life. So we are going to talk about it today. So first off, I think, do you ever feel pressure to keep it together during that season? And what did that pressure kind of look like for you guys?
That's a really good question. I will say how I've handled that pressure between like when I first started and now is totally different. I feel like the pressure stays, but how you tackle it is the best way to go about handling that pressure. So beforehand, I thought, okay, well, I need to show it professionally. I need to run my business, business first, business first. And that pressure would truly build. It's almost like bottling up everything that you have going on in your personal life and putting business first. And then at some point, this bottle, it's so full, it's going to bust. And that happened to me over and over at the beginning of my business because I treated myself as a business and not a person. Now I'm much more a grace, give yourself grace, but also communicate to clients that I will treat you as a human when things come up for you and your business. I expect the same. Like, I am a human. I have life things that happen. Like, if I send an email, hey, there's some stuff going on, like, I have to take a break. Any deadlines that come up, I'll have to shift them. Having a team helps with that too, but just communication and also giving yourself grace and acknowledging as a human you need to put yourself in those things first sometimes because if you don't, that bottle of your personal life will start spilling over into your business bottle, and then your bottle's all going to be busting and it's going to be crazy.
All the bottles
All the
everywhere.
I
bottles.
love that analogy.
I think communication is huge. And I think that's something that early in business, I felt like, oh, don't tell them anything. Like, don't tell them the messy things and, like, keep it so professional, like you said. And then when I had way too much life going on, and it was like I had to just be honest and communicate, like, hey, like, we have these things done that are meeting this deadline. I'm not going to get this done in time, but this is the plan I have in place. We're still taking this seriously, but we have some, and it almost like felt backwards, but then because I did it, it made it easier to like build that trust with those clients, if that makes sense.
For sure. Yeah, I agree with that. Communication's huge. And I feel like, yeah, people are like, don't be friends with your clients. And I agree to an extent, but it's like you can also just be human with your clients and let them know, hey, these things are going on. So I love that. I would say that I agree with that. Also, just prioritizing like in your day. Here's the thing, as entrepreneurs, we always have so many things we want to do and ideas we have, and we'll make these to-do lists and they're like so long. It's because we dream big, our visions are big, like we see our business in a way that normal people probably don't. And so for me, I always tackle each day like, okay, what absolutely needs to get done today? Like, it doesn't mean I don't have the whole list, but I'll have a list. And so right now, Jazzy mentioned moving. I'm moving. I'm pregnant with baby number 3. Like, we're traveling 3 weeks in July before we move. Like, life is lifing. The pressure is pressuring for sure. So every day I'm literally just taking it one day at a time. And when I say needs to get done, it's like, what's going to move the needle forward in my business? What's going to generate income every day in my business? What's something that I know, like taking care of my clients, my team, etc., that need these things need to get done, and everything else can wait and pause. And then we built our businesses so we can live, right? I'm not just working away. It's like I can actually shut my laptop at 2 p.m. because I'm building a freedom-based business. And so I can clock out and start packing or go like lay down because your girl's tired from this pregnancy. I'm like that. We have the freedom to do that. And I think that is so important to not forget that. Yes, business is going to keep going as long as, like Tara said, like your deliverables are met, like your clients are taken care of, if your team's in the know, all the things, as long as that stuff is taken care of. Honestly, when you look at the important things, it probably takes like 1 to 2 hours a day. The thing is, we are badass women business owners, so we want to do like all the things like every day. And there's some days that you just do that. You just grind because you can. But in other seasons of life, like Jazzy said, when things come up, like you have to like give yourself grace and be okay with knowing, hey, the most important things got done, and now I'm just going to take care of me, my family, my life, whatever that looks like.
Yeah, I think it's really like what you said is like prioritization basically. And as business owners, you're right. Like we make these long to-do lists, and sometimes you get wrapped up where you feel like everything's a priority because you're like, I need to get all of this done. And these seasons of life will literally force you to step back and be like, what's non-negotiable? And what can I really put in the back seat? Because truly not everything is important. And like your well-being and your rest and balance in your life is so important. And there's so much pressure to stay productive and keep showing up because sometimes we feel like we're almost robotic as business owners, especially people that like help other businesses grow. We feel like, like their future's in our hands in some capacity. And so there's a lot of pressure there, but also the pressure to stay positive. Like sometimes you feel like you can't fall off of your mindset, at least not outwardly facing with your clients or online or on in content and things like that. So what like mindset shifts or habits or, support systems do you guys have in place that helps you get through these seasons?
I think the mindset thing for me that honestly, I did this a couple times in business where I like went through this same cycle of like, okay, I have so positive. I was like, I'm focused. This is, I'm gonna land these clients. I'm gonna make X amount of money. I was doing all that like intentional mindset work. And then I would do it for like, consistently for a month or two and things would be going okay. And then I would like one little thing would happen or I would get kind of burnt out or tired and then I'd just be like, it's never going to work. I'm never going to make it. It's all over. I don't know. And I think for a long time I went through that cycle alone. And it wasn't until I had you guys that I could like talk to and be like, hey, today I do want to burn it to the ground and I'm crashing out and I kind of hate everything and everyone, whether that's because of my cycle or because I was too busy or whatever it was. And having you guys be like, that's okay. You can hate it today and not actually burn it down. You're going to come out of this. You're going to get through the other side again and like it again. So just other people that were living through that mindset cycle, it's important, but I think Kaylin was the one that said it to me, like working out you have to do, every day for 30 minutes. Mindset you're doing 24/7, like all the time. So of course you're going to get tired from that.
Yeah, I think like Society 22 was obviously the first thing that came to mind in terms of support system and things that can help get through those eras. I think also having like a system of self-care has been huge for me. I have a process whenever I have like either a bad week or I've made some like hard decisions and I'm like, man, like I'm exhausted from constantly being the one that has to decide things because like that's our role. We are the ultimate deciders in our business. I go get a bath bomb, a really cute one, and if I have a candle, I get a candle, and then I'll take a bath, read a book, watch a show, do something that really makes me feel disconnected, unplugged, and then refreshed after, so that whenever I have to go back and keep making more decisions because it never stops, I feel better. Like I feel more connected to my work. I feel a little bit more refreshed because I'm someone that has those ups and downs with mindset and business can be extremely exhausting sometimes. So if I keep going, which I'm very prone to burnout, then I will burn out. I will have a bad mindset. But little things like that, it's just my bath is a system and it's a very small thing, but in the long run, in the span of like my week or my months, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I love that. And this is going to sound so funny because I'm always like, you got to get people around you who understand you. And like, so obviously, Study 22, having you girls, but also having someone in your life who may not be in the business world, who also gets you though, is not like totally the stuff for me. I'm talking about hot hubby, obviously. He's not in the business world. But so if I come to him, obviously, so if I come to you girls, I'm like, I lost a client, like this sucks. Obviously, we're like, oh gosh, that sucks, but it's all right, you got it, blah, blah, blah. And it just like you guys can feel for me in a different way than he can. And you guys are obviously going to speak into me and be like, you got it. The next one's right around the corner. You're making way for, a better one, blah, 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 which is all good and needed. And then I can go to someone like my husband and be like, I lost a client. He's like, okay, cool, you're just get another one. And it's almost like the delusional thing that we sometimes have to fight for. It's just so natural to him because he's just like, it's not a big deal, even though he doesn't know what it takes to get a client, right? Like he doesn't know the marketing or the things that we do behind the scenes, but he knows that I can land another client. So to have someone also kind of in your corner that's kind of like, oh, okay, well, that sounds hard, but you got this, you'll figure it out. Like the delusional, like because when you truly can manifest, and I really believe like when you manifest things, it's because you've come to the place where it's like, oh duh, that's gonna happen. Like of course I'm gonna scale my agency to 7 figures. Of course. Doesn't matter the time frame that's happening. So to get someone like again, he's my partner, so that's why I would trust with him and be able to like share this stuff with him. But someone who is kind of on the outside as well. Obviously, we're rooting for you to join Society 22, all the things. Have women in your corner who cheer for you. But him going to him, it's just like a no-brainer for him. It's so funny. Like he'll just be like, it's fine, you'll just land another one. And I'm like, wow, you make it sound so simple. He's like, well, it is. You know what I mean? Like you will, you know that. And it's like, then I'm like, I know that. And so that's almost like, but here's the other thing too. And I feel like Jazzy might be like, okay, but you can also train yourself to do that. You can train yourself to do that. Jazzy's trained herself to do that. Okay. Jazzy doesn't need no man right now.
No man. Ain't no man.
You don't need nobody. And here's the thing, you honestly don't need anyone to say that for you. For me right now, my husband is that person who will just bring me back to the like delusional reality of like, no, duh. Of course you're gonna, And I think right now everything's heightened too because I'm pregnant. So I'm just gonna throw that as much as I can as a great excuse for any emotional things I'm going through. But it's true. Like you have to work on your mindset. Like Steph said, it's 24/7. Your mindset will make or break you. I've always said that. And I really do think, yes, affirmations are good. All the things that people talk about mindset are good, but really getting to a place where you can truly believe it. And also the other thing I'll say real quick is just knowing that you are in it for the long haul. Because if you could make a 7 figure business next month or in a year from now, you'd still stay in it, right? You'd still keep building your business. So having that long-term vision and that why as a part of your mindset, as cheesy as that sounds, is so important because then you just don't stop. Like the people who succeed, us four, we just haven't stopped, right? Like we just haven't stopped. We haven't given up on what we're building. And we know like this is for the long term. So no matter what it takes, if there's slow seasons, there's high seasons, like I'm in it for the long haul. And that's what success really is.
Yeah, I think like what you're saying basically is like honestly people reality is a mirror. So wherever your mindset is, they're going to reflect that back to you. If there's some like little kinks or gaps, it's going to be reflected back to you. If you're truly like, oh, it's easy for me to land clients, even when you're in doubt, when you have that main assumption, it's easy for you to land clients, other people are going to reflect that back. You know what I mean? Like, and that's Society 22 is no different. Like if you have a community, if you have a partner, if you have friends, they're going to reflect back your dominant assumptions. So that's kind of how you can see, like, where's my mindset actually? And sometimes you'll get a little, like, I don't like to call it a test, I like to call it an opportunity, but sometimes things will be thrown back. Like your old mindset will get thrown back. That's your choice. Like, that's your moment to be like, I'm going to choose the new one. That's the old one trying to come back in. And
Oh,
that's what helps me. Like, when I'm like completely in a rut or something like that, like, I literally, my niche thing is I go and I watch manifestation videos from my favorite coaches, like Sammy Ingram, Go to Manifestation, my old coach, Ellie in the 4D. Like, I will just watch those. I'll feel my feelings. I'll let myself cry and then I'll watch those because it puts me in like a place of power of like, okay, I do have control. Like, I can feel everything and it's not going to change anything. And when I'm ready, I can get back into it and be like, okay, that was hard, but now I'm deciding that it's not going to be hard anymore.
I do that by thinking, what would Jazzy tell me to do, right? So you
Aw.
are my manifestation coach? Because there's been moments where I will like get caught up in like an old mindset or storyline that I used to tell myself, and I'll be like, wait, Jazzy would tell me that this is an opportunity to not receive that, and I'm not going to receive it. And now I do it more, it comes more naturally now, but it used to be way harder. And some days it still is hard when I'm like, honestly, I'm tired and I don't care.
WWJD,
Yeah.
as you do.
I was gonna say that, but then I was like, maybe we should do WWJS. What would Jazzy say? Like, what would she say to us? She would be
Yeah,
like,
what would I say?
But
I was thinking about you today, Steph. I was filming TikToks and I was like, Steph has been on it. She's making waves. Like I was thinking about all the clients you're landing and I was like, her mindset's in check because mine hasn't been recently. I've been getting back into like making manifestation content. I'm like, I gotta check myself. Look at Steph. Look at her.
Oh my
And
gosh.
that's like the reflection back to me, like I was saying, but that's why it helps to have this like community of just we all have different perspectives and different perceptions of what's going on at different times. And sometimes it's not really like you need to fix anything. You just need someone to be like, hey, look at it from this perspective, to just like click again and be like, okay, I'm back.
Yeah, I think it's funny because I have landed like a couple of my bigger ticket clients and I landed them pretty back to back. Thanks to the outreach challenge in Society 22, I was like, if I'm going to spearhead this challenge, I better commit to it. And then I had to stop because I was like, I have too much work to do now. Hold on. Um,
Great problem
but
to have.
but now I have this new mindset problem where I keep running into this like kind of like what we're talking about. I'm like, oh my gosh, am I going to be able to manage all these priorities? If with this new workload and hiring people for the first time, am I going to know how to prioritize and delegate correctly? And what I've thankfully been able to keep coming back to is that I can just voice note you guys. And I'm like, hey, I'm doing this thing. I keep messaging Kaylin. I'm like, how do you track hours? How do you do this? And because yes, we've all talked about it. Coaches are great, and being in a program is great. I think we've all done a coaching program at some point that we would probably sign up for again at some point. You know what I mean? That was great and it helped us. But sometimes it's like, I don't really need to pay $1,000 for someone to tell me this. I just need to have a friend that could like answer my question really quick. So truthfully, I mean, we're gonna keep saying that, like, come back to the community. But I guess we kind of talked a little bit about, I'd love to know how you guys prioritize. Like, you talked about, Kaylin, like, yes, we have the never-ending to-do list of things we'd love to get done today. How do you guys prioritize, like, what's getting done today, what's not, what can wait, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I would say I have like non-negotiables every day that I'll for sure do. So it's posting on Instagram, sending out pitches, working out is on my Asana list because you girls got to work out. So there's like non-negotiable things like dinner with my family or like spending time with kids. And then there's other stuff. It's like obviously if I have like a certain client or something that's due, like I have one client that I actually took back her work recently because the girl who's doing it is going on maternity leave. And so that's like something I have to do every day. And I don't want to give it to anyone else because she's like the first client I ever had. She's my favorite and she has been with us from the beginning. And so now that's like a thing I just do every morning. And so like I make it just like there's things that I know if I just get this done right away. This is also how I prioritize. The things I know I need to get done, I just do it first. Like whatever needs to get done gets done first. So when I wake up before the house wakes up and I'll do like a couple things, my non-negotiables, like my journaling, reading, that client work, and then make my first Instagram post. Right now I'm posting 3 times a day, guys. It's been intense, but it's been really good. So make an Instagram post. Then I like take a break. Breakfast with my kids is a priority. That's like a non-negotiable. Granted, that's not moving my business forward, but it's like something I'm like, this needs to get done. And then I'll go back into work if I have meetings or whatever. Obviously, that's a go-to. But the next block is like I'm just doing the next things that absolutely need to get done, probably sending out the pitches at that time, and then whatever else is on the list. And I always just evaluate. I'm like, if I do this today, would my number one, would a client not get served, a team not get, team not feel or feel neglected? Would I lose money if I don't do it? A lot of times it's like no. It's like today I literally moved create a yap video, like a talking video to tomorrow. Because I was like, I want to do this today, but I don't have time doing the podcast. Like I want to take my kids to the pool. It's if I do it, whether or not I do it, I'm not losing or making money, right? It's like this is not an immediate loss or gain. So I'll move it to tomorrow. So that's kind of how I evaluate. I do balance it with like life priority and business priority, but the things that are super important, I do like the beginning of the day, so I know that they'll get done. I feel like that really helps.
I think like going back to originally like the personal struggles, like I deem it by like what's going on in my life. And like I need to make sure I'm taking care of life first over business because I had the habit of not doing that. So like you guys know earlier this year I was going through like health problems, like a breakup and stuff like that. And I was like, I have all this client stuff that I need to take care of. And I was like, you know what? Like I'm just gonna email my clients and be like, listen, can you guys like give me some time? And if there's really anything, I told them, let me know what's actually priority right now, and because I have aligned clients, a lot of them were like, don't worry about it, or, let's prioritize this whenever you're ready. And everything else was just like, I need to prioritize myself and my wellness. And then I would literally just be like, okay, what deadlines are within the next 3 days, like actual deadlines, and just do the bare minimum. And that's like, I was really at a point where I was like, I just have to do bare minimum, and anything else is a bonus if I feel like anything else can get done today, like I have the bandwidth, I'm gonna do it. And that gives me like a micro dopamine release. But outside of that, I was like, what absolutely needs to get done in the next 2 to 3 days so I'm not like scrambling last minute day of.
I love that. I kind of do a mix, a hybrid of what y'all do. I have definitely learned the same thing where life is going to happen. You can let it you can let it go by and prioritize business only, or you can really try to find that ever-changing balance. And I think for prioritizing my day, I have had the non-negotiable of, working out my 11:30 class every day, 1 hour, until recently when I can't work out. But I usually have that as like my midday break. I'm not a morning person, so I know all of my repeatable tasks, my brainless things that I do every single day, I do those in the morning. And then all of my creative stuff, I actually leave for like later in the day in the evening because that's when my mind actually works creatively. If I create anything in the morning, it's trash, truly. Like I've learned a lot about myself in the mornings. She's just not really there. So I do a lot of the brainless, repeatable stuff in the morning. And then kind of in between there, if there's any big things that I'm like, I have to have this done by a certain due date, then I'll start like chipping away at that throughout the day or, have set times during the week to get that done. But it changes day to day. I acknowledge too that my energy levels are going to be different. As business gets either like more overwhelming or more easy or whatever that looks like, as things shift, I allow myself to shift it outside of that 11:30 class because that's like the one thing that I can't do a morning workout. Evening workouts aren't really great for me. So 11:30, that's the one thing that doesn't change.
I like that you said ever changing though, because I feel like for me, like you said, like my mood fluctuates a lot. Like I started like tracking my cycle a little bit more and realized like I'm trying to build content the week that I have no energy and no creativity and it's a struggle and I hate it. And then I sit there and think, why am I even in a business that has content? But then like a week later when I'm like max energy, feeling great, I'm like, this is why I have this business. I love this. I love creating content. So like learning that about myself has been nice. And then giving myself the grace to be like, okay, this week, today I am a little low. This doesn't have a deadline. Or like I love what you said, Kaylin. Like if I don't record this video, am I going to lose a client or lose money? No, I can push it to tomorrow. So learning to give yourself that grace, I think is important too.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is give yourself grace. And I think a huge misconception is that successful people don't struggle. And, everyone obviously struggles. So the difference is whether or not you have people around you to keep moving you forward, whether or not like you check yourself and you have the systems, whether it's mindset systems, business systems, or just life systems that are like non-negotiable that you have in place for those hard seasons. So I think that we've gone through a lot of struggles together and separate, and the biggest thing we come back to is just like leaning on your people and understanding that you're going to get through it. Thank you all for listening to another episode of Happy Hour with Society 22. We'll see you all in the next episode.
Thanks for hanging out with us on Happy Hour with Society 22.
If you loved this episode, share it with a friend and come join us inside Society 22.
Until next time,
Keep building and don't do it alone.